It is so cool to talk to you both about the show. I love the second season. It just grows so nicely on top of what was already laid out in the first season. Connor, starting with you, can you talk a bit about where Tyler and Jackie are this season? Because I know from what I've seen so far, there's quite a bit of complicated stuff going on there.
At the beginning of season 2, Tyler is in a pretty good place. He's, the whole family is. They think that they've won. They think that they've moved past this threat from last year. They are more comfortable in Key House and at school and with each other and with these keys, and it's looking up. But underneath that is this growing fear that Tyler has that he's about to turn 18. He's about to become an adult, and they know that adults can't remember magic. And Jackie is also about to turn 18. She's turning 18 first. And it starts this alarm clock in his head, this ticking thing of what happens when we forget. What goes away with that? Do we lose everything else? Do we lose the sense of comfort and happiness and togetherness that's been so hard won? And he starts to become very single-minded about finding a way to hold on to those memories and to hold on to what he has, to hold on to Jackie. And she has kind of a different point of view on it. She, especially as the season goes on, she starts to wonder if magic is something that's supposed to be remembered, if it's more natural to let it go, if that's part of the process of growing up. So I think it's a really beautiful thing in their relationship and in Tyler's character. And it's just a really, really interesting way to examine a little bit about what it means to grow up, which we all know.
Well, that's a perfect point to leap off talking about Nina. Darby, for you, it always feels like Nina's a little bit outside of everything. And in some shows, I kind of get it. But in this show, it actually bothers me that she's not aware.
It bothers me too.
Well, can you talk about that this season? Does anything change?
Yeah.
And how is she evolving? Because I know she's kind of moved on maybe a little.
Yeah, it's interesting. Because Nina can't see magic, she thinks the kids have moved on, not because they've suddenly discovered these, this heritage of their, that comes from their father in this house, but just that they like Matheson and they're settling into their school and they're happy here. And so Nina this season begins to move. Now that her kids are settled, she begins to move on herself. She meets somebody. Although the grief is not gone, she isn't done grieving her husband. It's lessened, and she's gone through maybe the worst of it, she thinks. And so, because her kids are settled, she starts to move on herself. And so you get to see some of that in season 2, some happy Nina. Although as the Locke siblings grapple with what it means to be the keeper of the keys and the power that these keys have, and also the dangers that they confront, Nina can't help but sense that there's something going on. I mean, they don't talk to her really much. There is a sense of feeling isolated and disconnected from them. And this brings up issues that she's had in the past with substance abuse, with the alcoholism, which I appreciate is not just finished in season 1, but we get to see it explored in a totally new way. So in some ways it's similar to season 1, but very different in that, she's in a new place and she has her own sort of new challenges, and it only explodes into total chaos, as the season goes along and through the end of the final episode. There's a big surprise in the final episode.
Well, just to quickly finish up, Connor, do you have a favorite moment from this season that was your standout kind of moment for the show? I know it's a hard question.
There's a lot of fun stuff we did this year. There's a sequence pretty early in the season that stands out where we find ourselves chased by a giant spider.
I love that episode.
And what I like about it also, and this is not really a spoiler, is like it doesn't actually really have anything to do with the plot of the show. Like the spider is not like the main villain. You know what I mean? Like it's sort of like it's in a way it's like a throwaway
One-off.
sequence, but in the best sort, which allows it to be really, really fun in a way that some of the other the other set pieces aren't. Like they're not as like pure fun. And it was a lot of fun to shoot. It was about as goofy as it gets on the set of Locke Key. So I have some fun photos that I will be posting once we premiere.
I think I know what you're talking about. Thank you both
I'm sure you do.
so much.
Thanks,
I'm
Andrew.
sorry we don't have more time. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much,
you.
Andrew.
Have a great day.